Vegas, bro.
Y'all see this back before. Appreciate it. Go. Oh, you just put on the box.
Y'all stop pimping me.
No, I'm just saying, you just, I didn't want you to have to get out your seat. There you go. My bad.
She said.
Welcome to the Huddle. I'm your host, Mr. Tucker.
Oh, yeah, you ain't in the groove.
Lights
Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Old school light skin. I'm in there.
You ain't in the
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Mike here.
What's good people?
Charlie.
One time.
Round of applause for our special guest today, Mr. Brian Bell himself from the Texans. Thank you for coming.
Okay.
Now, before we get into the show, we want to do a moment of silence for Kid Fresh Ice from the 2 Live crew. He passed. We'll give him a quick seconds. All right, shout out to 2 Live crew. And before we get started with the show, we want to say we will be in Vegas this weekend. So anybody watching the show, please tag us to anybody that we can talk to come and do the show. What's our hashtag, the Huddle Show? Tag us to them. We'll be out there this weekend.
Yeah.
Now let's get right into it. So B, you from the area. So tell us first of all what you do right now.
So right now I'm an assistant strength and conditioning coach for the Houston Texans. Going into my 3rd season there. Been with Coach O'Brien and his staff since pretty much 2012 back at Penn State. You know, so it's a great place to be in Houston. We have a great coaching staff, great head coach.
Okay, roger that. So let's bring it down to the audience. So from the area, what schools, little leagues you play with? Just give us the whole in about 2 minutes.
All right, so best Boys and Girls Club in the area, Kettering Boys and Girls Club.
Shout out Kettering.
Shout out to Silver Hill.
128 Weymouth Street.
Went to Kettering Middle School. Went to DeMatha High School.
Shout out to E.
Yeah, and went to Kent State University after that. Had a short stint with the Washington Redskins. Was on their practice squad in 2007. And, from there, man, just been grinding and, took different steps. Me and you known each other for a long time. We done worked together. And blessed to be in the place.
Say a little football. And now you with the Texans, right?
Now with the Texans.
So first thing I want to ask you, which is football your favorite sport first?
Football definitely is my favorite sport. Honestly, my first love was basketball. But as I got older and started playing football a lot more, that became my favorite.
So when you
strong for basketball, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I remember when I first met you, I was like, "Cuz kind of told me like a hoop," and I seen him next to us. I said, So let's talk about the transition from DeMatha. So when did you know, all right, you wanted to take football seriously and try to pursue it as a career?
As all y'all know, man, DeMatha is heavy known for basketball, especially back when we were coming up. Football obviously has been great over the years. Shout out to Elijah, who's a real good friend of mine, doing a great job over there, man. But I think it was my sophomore year, played JV basketball, played football as well. And then after that, man, I just started to stick to football. It was tough to get on that varsity basketball team. Back then at that time, it was a lot of great players, and football just stuck with me from there.
Okay. Roger that. So y'all want to get on some questions?
So how is it that if you're the Texan, you have to say, J.J. Watt, do this, or Kersey, do that?
Right.
How does that actually play into your role?
It's a respect factor. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, these are grown men.
Right.
These guys have been doing this for a long time, and it's, that's one of the main things that when you first get there, you have to build a trust with these guys. You have to build a relationship with these guys. You got to build a respect factor for these guys. Not only do they got to respect you, but you want them to respect, on the same plane. So, I mean, either way it goes, like, no matter if it's a J.J. Watt or, Andre Howe, our starting safety, or, Braxton Miller, who's going into his second year, man, it's more so your delivery than, you just coming out there, hey, you do this, you don't have to dog cuss them out and everything. And to be honest, man, we got a great group of guys who love to work hard, man, so it doesn't really take.
That leads me to my second question. So has anybody ever challenged you, like, man, you can't tell me to do this, I ain't gonna do that?
Nah, like I said, we got a great group of guys, man. I've heard that question before a lot, but
right.
Our guys, they bust their tail every day. We got a lot of guys who not only do what's asked of them, but do a lot more than what's asked of them. And at the end of the day, that's how you win games on Sunday. So
I would think too, though, right? You ain't gonna make it to that level, to the pro level, unless you already dedicated yourself to getting your body. And then when somebody come by and all just trying to help you, motivate you, I would hope you'd be like, damn, bro, can you help me some more?
Yeah.
What I got to do, what I got to eat, what I got,
And I think the main thing is communication too, man.
Yeah.
You got to remember, you got some guys who are coming in as a first, second year player. You got some guys who've been blessed to play 10 to 12 years in this league, which is very rare. You know what I mean? So a lot of times a 21, 22-year-old, what they're doing, it might be a little bit different than what a 29, 30, 31-year-old is doing. So we try to tailor, workouts to guys.
How old are you, young?
Chill. So
I'm just saying, the reason why I asked though, you young buck, but you in the NFL, you old head, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying, could you imagine taking that hit for like 10 years, taking that NFL abuse for 10 years, and like you still want to play, and then training camp about to come around, and you got to get your mind and your body up to get back out there? Could you do that?
That's
10 years, I look at my
Can you
check.
actually explain that mentality though? Because
That check.
like right now, July, that August heat.
Getting hit like that?
But
Yeah, I will say this. People think it's hot here in the DMV area. Y'all have no idea, man. Come to Houston in July and August. It was some days out there training camp, man, and they had a thermostat out there, and it's 115.
Damn.
Out there on the field. I mean, but it's a mind thing as well. You know what I mean? And the more that you're out there, you do it, the better. But to what Charlie said, man, it comes with preparation. You know what I mean? You have pretty much from the last time of mandatory minicamp, basically 5 weeks you're on your own. So whether you're staying in Houston, you're going to Cali, you have your trainer, wherever, make sure you're putting in work, because once they come back, we start training camp, you hit the ground running.
Well, I have one last question. I know I've been asking tons of questions.
I got a question.
Because okay, people don't watch preseason football. I do.
Mm-hmm.
The second team, third team go out there and play
Mm-hmm.
because they're trying to get a spot. So is it important to us to watch preseason football to see what they're actually doing? What's your thoughts on that, preseason football?
Yeah, I think it is, man. I mean, everybody says they're a true fan to their team. Mike, like the Cowboys, it's all good, but it's cool. But if you're a true fan of your team, I don't see why you would skip over preseason to go just watch the regular season. You know what I mean? All these guys are putting in a lot of work, no matter if it's the top guy on the totem pole or the last man on the totem pole. The goal is to make the 53, or worst case scenario, at least get to the practice squad to try to work your way up. So, but one big thing too is, guys got to realize, and that's the reality of it, is you're not only putting on a job interview for the team that you would, but you're putting on a job interview for 31 other teams in the league as well. So,
And that's real.
What you said? You got a question, Mike?
Yeah, it's not about the players or nothing. I mean, B got the job. I was like, you should move here in this spot. He did that. He liked it. Got a nice house, man.
So you're a relative, or what did you say?
I know the area.
What you said?
I got family down there. I know the area pretty well.
I mean,
Well, I was about to ask him.
what you about to ask?
I was gonna come down there, visit, see a game,
What you want?
and then my ticket disappears. I'm what happened?
Because you a Cowboy fan.
Oh, if that's the case, then keep your ticket.
I got an important question. Where's the best place to grub at down there?
man,
If somebody was to fly to Houston right now, they say,
Figured he would ask that.
where I'm gonna go grub at? What's the one place the first place you're gonna tell them to go to?
To be honest, man, because I don't want to leave anybody out. It's a lot of great spots to go eat, man. No matter what type of food you like, obviously barbecue, things like that.
What's that
But
seafood spot that's from?
Yeah, it was the spot we went to.
Papados.
Yeah,
Papados.
Hey,
is-
shout out to
is big,
Papados.
man.
I'm coming back this year, Papados.
Killing's Barbecue,
I heard y'all some
they're
crazy taco
very well
spots, too,
known
though.
too. Taco, El Tiempo, so it's a lot of great spots, all depending on what type of food you like to eat.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Because that's what I like.
Houston, one of them teams. I don't know if all the NFL teams are doing it, but I know Houston has, and because they even did it with the Redskins, just where you do these joint practices. What do you think about them? Are they actually productive, or is it too much distraction? Or
Nah, I think it is productive from the standpoint of guys get tired of just beating up on each other for day after day after day during training camp. So it's good to get to another team and go against them. And now you saying not just if I'm from on the offensive standpoint, I'm just not going against our defense. Now I get to see another defense, or vice versa. If I'm on defense, I get to see another offense.
Like, you don't think it's too much politics though? Like, hold on. Remember when Patriots came to DC, and the Patriots are good, and Tom Brady just tore our defense up. So automatically, the press before the season even started said our defense is going to be garbage. They did turn out to be garbage, but still, the point. What I'm saying is, it's too much pressure on the coaching staff. When Houston came and we was down in Richmond together, we broke out in the fight, the heat, the rain. So I'm just saying, is it too much pressures on the club? I know you want to bang against somebody else and
No
all that,
pressure.
but
This your job.
it almost puts
Trying to get a job.
it
Makes
puts
you
the
better.
story. If I'm a coach, I'm upset because I don't want my players getting into a psychology that we are not ready or we not good enough to play because Houston came in here and blasted us. You know what I'm saying?
They did.
No.
Y'all had that joint practice
Yes,
last year.
you a Cowboy fan,
Two
yeah?
more minutes. So look,
Hopkins gave D'Angelo Hall.
we talking about all this good stuff, the positive stuff. So let's talk about how to get over things. So when you left the Redskins, me and you started working together at Nutrition Inc. We was both on our lows. We was like, man, we still got to grind. Shout out to Nutrition Inc. in Southeast DC.
Yep.
They took care of us for a good
Shout
summer and a
out
half. Really? Hold on. We got a call. What's up, Mo?
What's up, Mo?
Give me extra volume.
Really? This Martin Gibson, Gibson Performance Training, y'all. Matter of fact, they work together as well. We on the show, Mo. You got anything to say to the people?
The mic on Mo.
No, I don't have nothing to say, man.
You called for Mo?
Hey, I thought you was coming to the baby shower, dog.
I was at the baby shower, man. Hold on, the coach calling me, son. Hold on, the coach. Fourth down. Hold on. Time out. 20 seconds.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
So,
OC.
what advice? Shout out to Mo Gibson, too. What advice would you give that guy? Because this happens to a lot of players. I was just talking to a couple coaches. When you come from DeMatha, or you come from these elite clubs, or even not the elite clubs, and you don't make it to the next level, and you come back home and you face reality, you ain't never really had a job. So what advice would you give them when their dreams are not forever lasting?
One thing my mom always told me growing up: don't put all your eggs in one basket. You know what I mean? You have to have not just 2 or 3. You probably need to have 5 to 6 different plans, because you honestly don't know. Everybody has a goal, everybody has a plan, but it might not work out the way you want to. And like you just said, man, football ended for me. I kind of was down, but at the end of the day, bills don't stop. So,
Right.
we worked in nutrition, we worked at Wyndham together. And
Shout out to Wyndham.
Yeah, shout out to Wyndham, man. But basically, man, just don't ever give up. You know what I mean? Life's not easy in general. If you truly know what you want to do, find a way to go do it. I heard a quote a couple days ago. Somebody said, it's a lot of people out here that complain all the time, but what you going to do to make your situation better? And I honestly felt, one day I was sitting there at home and said, man, I'm doing what I'm doing right now, but I don't love what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So that's how the whole training thing started to come back about, because I wanted to always be involved with sports and obviously football and, specific. And that's why I went to Athletic Republic over in Bowie. Shout out to them. Did my thing there. Shout out to Elijah Brooks. When he first got the job in 2011 at DeMatha, he brought me on as his strength and conditioning coach. And then from there, I went to Penn State, came back here, had my own business, and, now with the Texans. No, I was there actually in 2012, man.
Okay.
That was a special team too, for all that had just gone on and all those guys that, decided to stay there, so. Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you a question about the Young Bucks, because what you talking about with your positive message. How much interaction do you get with like FBU, Army, Navy, some of these bros making that transition from high school to college? Do you get in touch with any of them? Or?
Yeah, I get Facebook messages, Instagram messages, things like that all the time. You get calls from guys that I used to train when I was back here before. I like to keep in contact with all of them.
Right.
My message for all of them really is don't give up on your dream. If you really want this, if you really want to go to the NFL, you just got to understand just how you working. It's a lot of other dudes working, not only here, but all around the country. So while you sleeping, like you said, it's somebody out there working. So never get outworked.
All right, and before we get into today's topics, my last question for you is, so we had Cass on the show. He do designer suits for a lot of guys in the league. He did my wedding suit and so forth. He gave us some advice that guys that are getting to the league, they're 18, 19, 20, 21, they getting these millions of dollars. Do you think the crew that you hang around plays an important part? So when you see these rookies and a lot of their friends with them and they spend the money, do you pull them to the side as a big brother, or you kind of?
You'll be able to get some of them. The one good thing that I'm thinking all of NFL teams do is when the guys come in as rookies, they go through kind of a rookie development program. You know what I mean? So you got financial advisors coming in to talk to them. You got guys like Cass coming in and talking to them, talking about domestic violence, which is as we all know is a big thing, which is sad. That's still going on. But you try to get to some guys. You know what I mean? Try to get to them. But at the same time, I think the NFL does a great job in, bringing people in just to talk to these guys, because at the end of the day, you in a grown man's league now, you know what I mean? It's a business.
Right.
It's a business.
Richard Sherman came up with something he said last week about the way the NFL players not getting paid the way NBA players getting paid, or the hockey league. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, that's kind of out of my
He's saying it's like sit out a year to renegotiate the contracts.
Yeah.
What would you say to players, to young players?
It's
Would you
easy
say
for
to
Richard
sit down, or
Yeah, for them guys that's making that bottom dollar, they need the league.
I just need to make the squad, the practice squad. I'll be
but
happy.
look at the pay difference, the salary.
Guaranteed.
Contract, you're like the NBA players getting like what, $200 million?
But they don't see the thing is the NFL is they don't play as many games. They play hard. They don't play as many games, and then they got small markets, and then they share their money.
But they make the most out of all of them.
The league, yeah, you're right.
So somebody got to come off them coins, Charlie.
It ain't gonna happen. It just ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, man, like, it's kind of like don't forget where you come from. Don't all of a sudden, that's the first thing you starting to think about. Now that you're in the NFL, you're making a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like, you got to grind. It's a daily grind, and I won't call out names, but, we got guys on our team that's been doing this thing for 8, 10, 12 years, man. And to see them, every day come in, put in the work, put in the film work, put in the weight room work, go out there on the field and never complain once. You know what I mean?
So it's not where, like NBA or hockey or baseball.
I think the change though could come, but it ain't gonna come in the NFL. I think the change will come with a subject we talked about a couple weeks ago. If brothers would stop going to Division I's, I'm talking about these black athletes who actually make the league. Go to HBCUs. Break up the NCAA.
They just talked about the HBCU starting their own internal league, and they might actually start paying the players something.
That's what I'm saying.
So I'm all for that.
I'm for it too.
They say it's going to start at Black History Month too.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Yeah.
So I got one that you might not be able to answer, and I understand if you can't. But what do you say about the people that are saying that people our color should protest and not watch NFL this year because of how they treated Sherman?
You mean Kaepernick?
Treated Sherman.
Not Sherman.
Kaepernick.
Yeah,
Oh
Kaepernick.
yeah.
I can't really speak too much on that. What I will say is, I always believe that everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Some might think one way, others gonna think another way. At the end of the day, the guy is he's a good quarterback. I honestly feel like he deserves to at least get another shot. Some teams obviously it is what it is, but I just always feel like everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and it is what it is. So you can't really dwell on it right now.
Let's get into some sports.
Hold on, though. I'm gonna watch the NFL. I'm gonna watch every game I can with my NFL ticket. I'm gonna just put that on the record.
Hey, and I do got one closing question.
I do got.
Love the
Well,
NFL.
go ahead.
Can't live without football.
So we get into it.
Anybody ever asked you to do a sack?
Wait, man, chill. What that mean?
What you mean?
Yeah, like you
Shout
bench this 300 or bench this 600. Like
I mean, it's
Coach Bell, get down there.
It's a daily thing for us, though, man.
It's a competition,
one thing,
right?
it's not a competition. It's more so what I was gonna say is you got to practice what you preach. You can't be running around telling dudes, "Hey, man, lift this, run this, do that," and then you not keeping yourself in shape. So I mean, every day, shout out to our head strength coach Craig Fitzgerald and our other assistant Ian Jones. Man, we come in 4:00 every morning, and we in there. We get our workout in. Our day starts at 6, and we go on with our day from there. But you definitely gotta practice what you preach. You
You
can't
ain't
be
never
extreme.
get tempted to suit up again?
No, I'm good. Them days.
There go my 2 questions. Thank you, Lord. Shout out to Lord.
They sound like me in the morning.
You?
You don't walk past that equipment, smell like grass, get that feeling, and be like, ain't nothing like smelling the grass in early spring and just want to get out there and ball.
I love doing what I'm doing, man. The strength and conditioning field, man. It's always good to still, be in the realm of it. But I love doing what I'm doing now.
Oh, I do want to ask one
Well,
more.
come on, Lord. Come on, man. Come on, what else you got?
I just want to know what you think
You
about
cannot
Harrison.
play for the Texans,
I want
bro.
to know. Hey, I can suit up. I want to know what you think about Harrison with the playing volleyball with a medicine ball and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
ain't seen him
great,
do that?
it's a great conditioner, man.
Wow, man.
It's a great, but a lot of guys throughout the league are doing it now. It's a great conditioning tool. Obviously, you're working your core, but you're getting great conditioning as well. Especially if you're doing it on sand and you're not doing it on a flat surface, man. It's making you dig down into the ground, and you constantly moving. So, yeah, it's fun. It's a fun game, but at the same time, you're getting something out of it.
Why is that a problem, though? Is it that our men not
No, I don't
supposed to
think
play
it's a problem. I just want to know, was he impressed by it? Because, I'm like, that dude. First of all, dude's, 30 something? He one of the oldest ballers in the
37,
league.
38.
He
So
close
how do you
38.
determine what a person should eat? One of your players. I know we asking a rack of questions.
No. We
They're meal plans. I know, dog. I
Yeah,
know.
y'all, we
I
gonna
know
go the
what
whole
they're
show,
like.
too.
no, we don't.
Hey, man, y'all talking football.
We have a nutritionist outside of our strength and conditioning staff, and all our players go to our nutritionist to as far as meal plans.
I need a nutritionist.
Any more questions?
I just want to.
Can we get into it? So
Yeah.
look, we covered football a little bit. Thanks for coming on, but let's get into some other sports. So I'm gonna start with you, and we're gonna go around the table, right? So let's talk about NBA Summer League. Markel folks, the Mather from the area. First off, what do you think about Markel? Do you think he gonna excel? The Sixers, he might get cursed, or what you see?
First and foremost, I say congrats to him, man. We're a very humble kid. Met him a couple times before. I think he's gonna do well. He seems like a little bit more quiet, type of guy, but his play speaks for itself, which is good. Especially him being a young player. Do they want him to be more vocal? I don't know, but just from his athleticism, I think he's gonna be fine.
So what y'all think about Markel? So let me give y'all some quick stats because we don't really dive into stats. So this is the thing: Lonzo Ball, 6'6", averaging right now in the summer league 17 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, and 1 block. So let's be fair and just say he averaging a triple-double in the summer league, to be honest with you, right? 19. Let's go to Fox. 6'3", averaging 11, 2 rebounds, 3.0 assists. Tatum, savage.
Dog.
18, 9, 20, and 0.
Peace.
And Markel, 23, 3 and 1. And he sprained his ankle or whatever, so he ain't been really balling too much. But right now, who y'all got for the Rookie of the Year?
Tatum.
You going with Tatum?
Yeah.
Who you going with, Mike?
I want to say Tatum, but I'm going to go with Fultz for the simple fact that Tatum is on a developed team, so he's going to play a role. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to, I doubt he sees the amount of touches Fultz going to see. So the stats are going to be different. It's not going to reveal what he's actually doing. So that's what I go for.
Who you got, JB?
It's gonna be a tight race between Tatum and Fultz.
Team light skin ball.
You
look like a big baller, Brandon.
I'll let you finish
Go
up.
ahead.
Mike, what you just said, because Lonzo Ball, he gonna get the starting position.
Lonzo Ball got Curry.
Yeah,
he
but
got
he-
Curry numbers,
he
y'all,
not-
already.
He not a to me. He's not a score first kind of guy.
Right, but he gonna get the
He gonna
points.
but it's not gonna be. I don't think it's the way people look at stuff. I'm just going off of perception.
Okay.
That they're not gonna look at him the way
Right.
they're gonna look at Fultz. To me, because Fultz gonna have the highlights with the flash, the flair on his scoring, and he can pass. But I know Lonzo Ball has a dynamic game as well.
What you think, B?
Man, I'm a DeMatha guy. My favorite college team is Duke. Tatum is a very good player, but I'm gonna go with Markel, man.
Hey, see if you still watching, who you got Rookie of the Year, see?
You know who he gonna say?
And we'll check you in a second. So
Whoever
right
with the
now,
Celtics.
Right.
so do y'all think, so this is what I wanted to ask you. Y'all been keeping up with Summer League, right? You've been watching a little bit since you've been home? So Fox and Ball is kind of like the matchups in the West right now. Everybody wants to see them play. Fox was killing one game. Lonzo Ball all of a sudden hurt the game they supposed to play. Do you think Magic wanted him to sit? Was he ducking? Or is it like good for TV to build up when they play against each other? Would you duck that rack? You gonna duck that rack? I see you jump on back.
Nah, man, I wouldn't duck the wreck, man. But at the end of the day, as a owner, GM, whoever, you got to be smart. At the end of the day, you want them to get to the season. So.
But then he came out and averaged a triple double.
Yeah.
So let's get into the shoes and the big baller brand. So first of all, how you feel about his father? Do you think it's smart the way he doing it? Because Nike and Adidas both want to give him $100 million. They shitted on him at first. Triple double, $100 million. So
I mean, me personally, and my demeanor, man. Like off top, I was kind of totally against it. How loud and outlandish he kind of was being, man. But now that everything's starting to settle down, man, it look like he might get the last laugh. Honestly, you know what I mean? It's pretty much a business move.
You got a nuclear bomb over there or something?
nah, that's the ice machine. What you think? You a pops? You got kids? What's going on?
Hey, I think that his father should let the whole shoe thing go on. And I think his father was quoted as saying, "I don't care what shoe he wear," and it don't matter at this point. Dad was right, and the case is closed.
So about the shoes.
Just hit the power button.
The people who bought them, so say they take the deal from Nike or whoever. The people that bought the shoes,
They gonna make money because now them Jones collector's item.
Yeah.
They gonna get it. When he retired, them joints probably gonna be worth a couple stacks. You gonna wear yours?
I ain't buying that. But they ain't even making them. So how they gonna be a collector item?
I thought they did make something.
Nah, all that
he
money
ain't
was
got
for
no win.
pre-order. All that money
Yo,
was
I'm telling you, if the shoe ever get affordable, I'm gonna buy a pair.
I told you look like a big
ball.
No, the reason why I will buy a pair though
Is
is
you light skin?
nah,
to
son.
support,
I had to ask.
to support black business.
Yeah, they is. Because he breaking the mold. He breaking the mold. You know what I'm saying? I wish Serena and Venus would put out their own shoes. I would buy that too.
So what's your NBA team?
Honestly, I don't have an NBA team, man. Honestly, like I really don't
You're
start
supposed to say
watching.
Houston Rockets.
Yeah, but I would have said the Wizards before. I would have stuck with the home team. You know what I mean?
Do you get to hang out or see
Hey,
them?
shout out Rondo. Hey, Rondo, did Rondo go?
Nah.
Where you go?
To MJ now.
No, he went
Pelicans. No, he went to Pelicans.
Oh, the Pelicans. Yeah,
Pelicans.
My bad.
Yeah, 1 year, right?
Yeah, he coming off the bench. He coming off the bench.
My bad.
So you was born in the DMV,
Yep.
and you
Yep.
support the Redskins and the Wizards.
Growing up.
That's
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
You said
Okay.
Yeah. Going
These two
back.
dudes, where y'all grew up in?
Huh?
Y'all grew up in the DMV?
Yeah.
Y'all what, Cowboy fans?
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
It's a family heirloom.
Heirloom.
No, my dad was a Cowboy fan. He
Yeah.
passed it on to me.
So let's jump back into
Convicts.
let's jump into football a little bit. So Marshawn Lynch, one of my favorite running backs, back in the league, took a gap for almost 2 years. The question is right now, first, do you think he will be productive? And second, do you think he'll get 1,000 yards?
Yes and yes.
All right, we're going to start with JB. Yes and yes. Why yes?
Yes, the Bama's still in shape. He never stopped working out the whole time, so his normal work ethic's still there for that. Granted, he didn't play football, so that's a different animal, but the workout mentality's still there. Then on the Raiders side, their offensive line projected, I think, like 7th in the league.
Microphone.
So
Mo.
that he he
All right,
gonna
come around back.
he gonna have a good he gonna have a good line to run behind. So I think he gonna be all right, especially if he don't run to the right side. Right side they a little weak on, but
What
I
you
think
think, Mike?
overall he gonna be all right.
What was the question? I know he said, is he going to be productive? Yeah.
Productive in 1,000.
1,000 depend on how much they choose to use it.
Yeah.
You know, because he was already, say, he just doing first and second down when he was in Seattle, and he was still in tip-top shape.
Yeah.
So it depends on if they decide to make him a 3-down back, I can see him getting 1,000.
So you said 1,000, but nobody gets credit up to the offensive line. You can't produce
Nah, he
1,000.
said that, like, you can't run. He said you got one direction.
So
You need an offensive line.
good question. Now, what's the average life of a running back in the league? The average, not a Marshawn, but the average, 3 to 4, maybe 3, right?
It was like 3.
3 years.
A little bit over 3.
So let me give you a little bit of stats on Marshawn before Mo come in the door.
We still at Central. Hey, Central High School, I'm sorry.
Keith, what's good, Keith?
I was still. Oh, my bad, man. I ain't messing up the session, man. I just had 30 more minutes.
What's up, man?
What's up, man?
What's wrong with you, bro?
How you doing, man?
That man been
Sorry,
live
I
since the
thought
baby
you were ready to
shower.
see.
Been
What's up,
live
Keith?
since the baby
How
shower.
you been?
Man, I said, come on, back home. I said, damn, we still at Central.
Go ahead, pull up a seat, man. We got some questions for you. Pull up a stool, sit next to B. Or get behind the bar. Hey, Mo.
There you go, copper squad on the door.
This don't count as one of your appearances, though.
Right here, baby. Right
I
here.
thought I was going to see
Nah, nah.
They gonna see right here. Right here.
She don't want to be on camera.
Y'all live. Hey, yo, look, but real quick, look, I'm looking at this schedule, right? They got Broncos, Patriots.
No matter the schedule.
It don't matter. He ain't getting 1,000 yards this year. Marshawn Lynch will not get 1,000 yards. You see this?
If they
He might get 100, 200 on the Cowboys in December.
You good? You
December
ain't want to wear your
17th.
shirt?
200 on you on
I
the
ain't
Redskins.
even
Yeah.
We got it
like,
early,
spur of the
huh?
moment. You know what I'm
September
saying? You ain't
24th.
come to the baby shower. It's all good. I ain't holding that.
I dropped
That's
the
a
wings on the
preseason
baby
game.
shower.
I ain't even see it, dog.
Did you eat? You ain't at the baby shower?
Yeah, I did eat, man.
How was the wings, Keish?
We gonna get back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So look, Marshawn Lynch stats: 5'11", 31 years old. Ran a 4.4. This is 11th season. 5 with Seattle, 4 with the Bills. Right? So the question is, do you think he'll get 1,000 yards?
No, sir.
Oakland had the second best offensive line last year, and you know he's still a dog. You don't think so? What you think he's gonna get, about 7?
I think he's going to get close. Well, you know, hold on. Let me retrace. Because I'm thinking 1,500. Because it ain't really hard to get 1,000 yards.
So is he gonna get it though?
Marshawn, if he...
Your mind.
I'm looking at this schedule. Right? And he got some serious defenses he running through. It ain't like he's just going to be running through anybody. So, and y'all said it too. If he not starting,
He gonna start.
No, he gonna start.
He start.
if he start and stay healthy, I'm going to give him real close. 1,000. That's it.
hold
And he
on.
ain't getting money. He ain't going to get 15.
First of all, the people that's watching, let me introduce.
It
our
ain't hard to
second
get
guest.
1,000 yards.
Mr. Gibson himself
It ain't hard.
from Gibson Performance Training. Let's give a round of applause. And I did come to the baby shower.
This don't count.
Hey,
This
you
don't
know,
count.
we
as your
need to
appearance.
ask both of these brothers too about the argument about letting your boy go that left the Redskins went to the Cowboys, running back. Because y'all swear him down. That was a bad move.
It was a bad move for y'all.
Did you run the ball good last year?
Who you talking about?
Alpha Moore.
Oh, Alpha Moores. Do you think the Reds? Well, you know what? Whatever.
Yeah.
This intern.
Did you run the ball
He
good?
like, can you speak on that? Can you speak on that?
No, he can't.
Oh no! Shout out to the NFL this year. So you think Marshawn? you think Marshawn gonna get 1,000 this year?
Yeah.
B?
I mean, I don't know, man. I can't answer that.
Come on, don't keep touching. That's why we. That's why.
Keep my college.
Shout out to Central High too, man.
No doubt.
We gonna have to everybody scoot this way real quick, yeah, so everybody can. Be you straight, B?
Yeah, I'm good.
Straight balance.
All right,
I think
cool.
Marshawn gonna get 1,000.
So you think I'm gonna get 1,000? All right, let's jump into the fight. Who you going with, Mike?
Oh, what fight we talking about, yeah?
The only fight coming
The
up.
only one.
Nah, it's 2.
It is 2 fights on time.
Who?
Canelo Triple G after.
That's after that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they already said the date?
The most recent
They're
fight.
gonna have to push it back probably because their fight right before this.
They
But I'm
agree.
talking about Mayweather and McGregor.
Going Mayweather. I mean, the same thing. You know.
I'm gonna go with Mayweather. I mean, he gonna get his points, and
Defense.
I think it's gonna be a fight. I mean, do you really? I think it's entertainment.
Well,
the entertainment is now.
Well,
That's what's going on now. The entertainment is
Don't
now.
get racist.
But you think he gonna knock him out?
No, I think it's like a show. It's like MMA.
Oh.
MMA. No, I'm talking about WWF.
So you gonna watch it or not?
If you pay for it.
You got 99? What you think, B? You watching? Who you got? You going?
We actually will be playing in New Orleans that night, but I'm gonna go with Packard. I said Pacquiao. I'm gonna go with
Floyd.
Yeah.
Floyd. I'm going with Floyd.
I'm going with McGregor, yeah?
Oh.
I ain't going with McGregor because I think he can win. I'm going with McGregor because the rematch, the amount of money they stand to make. And I think your boy Mayweather got tax robbed.
Ain't gonna be no rematch.
So Mayweather got the 50th
It
win
will
on
be a
the
rematch.
line.
You know how much money they gonna make? It's gonna be
It's
stupid.
rematch.
I'm telling you.
You want to put a little change on it?
We did last show. I
Why
put
they
20
sharing
on
the
it.
jet though?
We did?
Yeah.
All right.
I said McGregor in 3.
Ooh,
Right,
you
in
want
3
you want-
rounds?
3. He gonna straight. He gonna come out like just Mac.
So you think
The
the
boy gonna
tax,
come out all technical.
the tax and stuff is just to promote the show or the fight, or is he really the nigga got bread?
He got
I mean,
he gonna kill him at the end of the day. He gonna do something stupid. Like he gonna kill him.
Matter of fact, you-
That's what I'm thinking too.
He's
Then
gonna
he
do
gonna
something
get
wild.
disqualified.
He's gonna do something.
I don't
wild.
think they're gonna disqualify him.
If you kick somebody in a boxing match,
Yeah,
what
you
you-
elbow.
you speak
They already got in the
obvious. Look what they
contract.
just did to
They already
Pacquiao.
got in if he kick him or knee him, he don't get no money. All his proceeds
Look
go
what
to
they just did to Pacquiao. I mean, they just robbed a man on national TV.
That's different, bro. They actually box. They wasn't kicking.
Man, that whole industry is rugged. You know?
Pacquiao getting blackballed ever since he said the little gay comments he said a couple fights ago. He ain't want to fight since.
He has
Mayweather got to decide legacy, money, legacy.
his legacy is money.
No, what I'm saying, if he
That's what
lose, his legacy gonna be a little tainted.
Yeah,
But
but
he
as
is gonna
long
get
as
paid
that,
like he never been paid before.
yeah,
The
that's what he
$180
care
million
about.
dance. He's getting paid
For
now.
one, and then imagine what the rematch.
Nobody want to
Oh,
redance.
they gonna redance. Come on, man. Trump was our president. That's what kind of country we live in, man.
Do you not look at any sports situation and think,
No, you are a Cowboy fan.
what does that got to do with anything right
That's
now?
a lot to do with your
Man, look,
perception.
yeah, let's get back to the facts. So the ESPYs. Y'all watch the ESPYs?
I ain't really watching it.
The
I
Katie
seen
and
the
Peyton
logo.
Manning joint. Katie and Peyton Manning. Do you think it was an act, or do you think Katie was really like, go ahead, Slim, I'll crush you up that joint?
So a couple articles I read said that he was in on the jump
Right.
and that that was all for the show. But that Bama face though looked like, nah, cuz I come up there and punish your little lopsided head ass.
What it look like?
Little lopsided head ass.
You wild.
He did look salty though. But they said he was in on the jump.
What you think?
I didn't see that one part of it. So
You went to the bathroom?
Nah, because the only clips I saw that was your boy, the wide receiver with his little high water suit from the Patriots, and
Oh, you care about the fashion. That's what
Yeah,
you was
that's
looking
what
for.
I'm
that's basically all I was looking at. You know,
looking at
He'll
dude.
dig it. Yeah. He want to look at Bama's ankles.
See how Cowboy fans talk, man.
Want to look at Bama's ankles.
Okay.
Come on, man. We got 5 more minutes.
But I'm gonna say this though. I think KD a little too sensitive. To be honest with you, because I did hear about afterwards. Who care about a little joke, man? You getting your award. I mean, Peyton Manning retired. They joined hard on Peyton Manning. They was like, yeah, we inside.
KD. I mean,
Huh?
KD did a business move to go to the Warriors.
This is true.
Why everybody hating on him?
I agree with you. Why are they hating on you? And then your boy Stephen A. slowly tried to backtrack.
Man.
I got a lot of.
I was running back campuses. You don't want to come on. You know what I mean? I was like, Mo, come on, you know what I mean?
Oh, he been faking on.
Come on, you had his gear on and everything.
Yeah,
I'm too busy.
He got the water bottle. I'm in there doing abs in the morning and everything. I'm like, when you coming on? Nah, I gotta go holler at Oklahoma, do this running back camp. Then I'm gonna fly down to Florida. When you say the show be? Oh nah, I got the.
I said I was coming today. That's That's what I called it.
What athletes you work with? What age groups?
I work with guys from the age of 5 on up to college. So actually, I first got my first pro, but I never really wanted like a professional athlete that I didn't train.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to get a guy that I kind of
Brought up through the ranks.
Yeah, brought up through the ranks.
Okay.
And then that's always been my thing.
So how do you deal with the parents though? The parents that be saying you're not doing.
Where you at?
You sitting this, you doing spending this time with this kid,
but
but not my child. How do you deal with the parents?
He got
hold on.
Okay. Say for example, if I had a son and I see you spending more time with Neil's son, I'm like, okay, you putting more time behind him. Why not my child? What do you say about that?
Because that's his man.
Well, see, no, it's not. That's not how I run my program. So, how I run my program is based. It's like a need base.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like so my youth guys, they get a overall type of training. So like you get parents that saying, hey, I want my youth guy to just do running back training. Well, my thing is, if your kid grows to be 6'8",
right,
280, and I've been training him the whole time to be a running back. Now his size takes him out of that, so now he has to learn a whole new different position.
Right.
So my thing is, with my youth guys, I try to teach them every position on the field.
So what age is you?
From the age of 5 on up to about 11.
Okay.
Once we hit around like that middle school level, we kind of know where we're gonna be at.
Okay.
But you do have your exceptions where guys can grow something crazy. But for the most part, at least their foundation will be pretty strong. So whether these guys become a wide receiver, running back, whether they become a quarterback, at least they'll have a sound foundation, and then we just grow from that.
Right. Thank you.
So, real quick, I got a bunch of
Go ahead, Lawrence.
I need your address.
Real quick.
No, I need where you at.
Yeah, go ahead and do the plug.
Let us know where you at, because I need to send my boys down to get the work in. I got one going to Pilates this year. Gonna be playing safety.
Why not DeMatha? Why ain't going
Berry
to
showed up
DeMatha?
to camp. I was wild meeting Eric Berry. But what you saying?
Why ain't going to DeMatha though?
He went to the what do you call it? The high school days
When
where
they
come to the school.
we about to lie.
Nah, he went there and Nicholas was. I let him choose because two of his boys went to DeMatha, and it was his choice: Pilates or DeMatha. Those were his choices. He said he was a little, and these were his words. I ain't gonna hurt you, Nick, by saying he said he was intimidated because there was too much legacy at DeMatha, and he felt like he couldn't shine, and he felt like I'm not gonna get on the field. And he saw the recruits, he saw the kids his age, how big they were. He's like, I ain't getting on this field. Pilates building their program. Their coach, I don't know if y'all know Ian Thomas. You know Coach Ian. So he went out there and met Coach Thomas, Coach T and them. He was like, I love this. They loved him. So he coming out safety. He been out FBU this year. He got invited to Top Gun. The boys, you talking about middle schooler taking off?
So has he trained with Mo yet though?
Not yet. That's why I'm getting his address.
That's my thing.
Hey, that's why I'm getting his address. Because Nick need that work, and I'm just getting in his mindset that football is not there's no such thing as a football season. It's all year round. You got to get up every day and hit it.
What?
Hit it.
Back to you, host.
But look, real quick. So can you tell us some of the people that you work with? I know you got heard out there, but some of the people that we might not recognize and some of the people we do recognize.
So like right now, my focus now is to, like, I want to be a running back guru type guy. Like I play running back, I know it like the back of my hand, and I feel like it's a very undercoached position. whether it's college, whether it's high school, whether it's little league. I haven't met too many pros, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's even pros. It's like really don't know the techniques and things like that it takes to be a running back, even though that you're a pro. From going to many different colleges, I just realized like it's overlooked, like it's not really taught. Like so, one of the most common things that I see a lot is like pass pro. They don't teach that. They don't really teach that in high school. They don't teach it in college, and they really don't teach it. I'm not sure how they teach it in the pros.
They treat it like if you ain't got an instinct, you ain't got it.
Yeah, but see, my thing is
Clinton talking about.
But my thing is a technique with it. I mean, yeah, you gotta have a will to want to do it, a desire to want to do it. But then it's also teaching points to it. And if you're not teaching these guys, they're just going off of God-given ability. That can only last for so long because your God-given ability. Now you're going against somebody else that's coming across on the defense end that has God-given ability, but then he also has technique.
I want to tell you one coach who is coaching pass pro is the head coach from Duke. Because when he was building Peyton Manning back up, my stepson's brother played for the Broncos. But the reason why Peyton brought him on because he was working with Peyton with doing nothing but pass pro. Peyton actually brought him along. He got put to the practice squad after Peyton left. But that is one of the main reasons why he actually got put on the main squad is because he came as a backup because he was doing just pass protection. So I'm just
as a back.
Yep. So I'm just piggybacking on what you said, how valuable it is.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying at all like nobody's teaching it. I'm just saying it's so rare. It's so rare. Like that's one of the things that separates you in that position as pass pro. Yes, but to answer your question as to like what some of the guys that I guess I train is I guess a big name guy would be like a Saquon Barkley, Penn State running back that was projected to be a top 5, top 10 pick. I mean, you got a guy like that. You got I just got Boston College. I'm headed to Ohio State this weekend coming up. I'm excited about that. And, but Saquon obviously is probably like the biggest name that I got. Now, I've had Marcus Allen since he was in high school, so that's a guy that I've had over time, and I feel like he's now about to get his time and hopefully Mark Allen at Penn State and Tywan Dale at Wisconsin and those guys, develop a name and those guys get their shot. But, I mean, the guy right now I would say is probably Saquon.
So you just said that you like to do running backs and all that other good stuff. So how did the transition with her, how did that happen?
Like B can tell you, man. When it comes down to strength and conditioning, it's more about the study of the body. It's more about studying like what positions your guys like to be in and what positions they don't like to be in. Boxing wasn't something I was so thrilled to be a part of, and it's something I turned down a couple times, and then I finally took on that task. And it was just studying the body, just studying her, studying what he liked to do, what he don't like to do, positions he liked to be in, positions he don't like to be in. But my main thing is about conditioning and strength. You know what I mean? So when you look at his fight, the same way he looks in probably round 1, he'll look in round 9, round 10, round 11, round 12, and that's where my role comes into play. But all that like dodging the 6 combo and all that.
You work on the up. He got one of the meanest ups.
Now we do things like that as far as like strength work. If you look at her fight, right, he throws a lot of punches where he's off balance. So when we get into that last 2 weeks of training, a lot of his strength work is off balance. So whether he's on one leg, whether he's on his back foot, he still has to lift or he still has to do something. Where he's gonna have to show some type of he's gonna have to strain or whatever to do some type of movement. But he's in an all balanced position.
Question: so how you keep your athletes off alcohol and they probably going to an event from sex? How you keep that off?
Charlie gonna always bring that jump back.
So no, I mean one of my biggest things, man, is not only do I train them, but I'm also like a mentor to them guys. like even going up through the ranks and growing in this profession, man, I got guys like B, you know what I mean, that I talk to on a regular basis. I mean, man, B, I mean, even when he was at Penn State, now he's at Houston Texans, it's like he keeps track of me, you know, I keep track of him, and we'll call each other, like we'll give each other tips and stuff like that, but he's always, I know he always got my back, always got my best interest. So it's like if I ever have a time where I'm having a hard time dealing with a kid or dealing with a situation, that's a guy I can kind of lean on to kind of get his advice or like a different point of view. To answer your question about how do I deal with my kids,
your kids, like far as like they want to go out and smoke weed, drink alcohol,
right? The relationship I got with my guy, like so that's what I was saying when I was saying I like to deal with my guys and having them young and growing with them, right? So by growing with them, a lot of those guys don't have father figures, so I become that father figure, or big brother or whatever it may be. But it's just having those talks, like having those talks, following them on Snapchat, Twitter, whatever. But they also understand, like, you know, it's a time to play and a time to be serious. Right. So I'll joke with them and things like that. But when it's time to have that heart to heart, they know I mean business and they know I got their best interest. So
appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you.
Roger that. Well, we're gonna close the show. Anybody got any last questions or comments?
Nah, I'm good.
Lauren,
You got me?
Either one of y'all participate in fantasy football, or y'all leave that alone.
Man, boy, you gotta work, man. Hey.
He got time for fantasy football.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
he don't even got no phone, no internet, none of that.
He off the grid.
I need to know. You got my tickets. Like, what's up? What's up with you?
Nah, I just want to say, man, y'all, congratulate y'all for all the success y'all have had so far, man.
Thank you,
y'all,
sir.
man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, little guy.
Feel the same way, man. Just keep doing what y'all doing, man.
All right,
Appreciate you, bruh.
So look, I let him finish out. But thanks for stopping by, man. You bring any you know what I mean?
You didn't bring no wings over from the shop?
no, it was man.
That man was live at the baby shower.
Hey, what's the name of your
Any
gym?
free camps for the kids, lonely?
So I got Gibson Performance Trainers.
Gibson Performance Training.
Gibson Performance Trainers 800. It's 708 Richie Road.
Richie Road.
Calvin Heights, Maryland.
I think
So
we
it's
all
1 week free training? Like,
we all-
you know, can parents come out and learn what you're doing? Like a 1 week free training, 2 days, 3 days, to hear you out and see if they want to be involved?
So I did. I mean, I did a seminar. I did a seminar for coaches, whether it was little league, high school, or college, and I also invited parents out to kind of like just teach them, like, you know, some of the things that I'm teaching out on the field.
Right.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind opening that up like a week. Maybe not a week, but maybe like a couple days where I can actually inform like some of these parents about training.
What?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing something like that.
Like you want to do like a free seminar, like for a day seminar.
Hey, look, I'm gonna call. Hey, look, real quick before we go off the air, tune in. We're gonna do a quick 10-minute show with these two guys. We're gonna ask them real quick random questions, see what they think. That's gonna air on Wednesday. Tune in.
Tune in.
Tune in. Game of Thrones.
Yep.
Yeah.